Hey guys, welcome to Bridie Bakes. Now there are heaps of different techniques that you can use to get some really nice sharp edges on your cakes, but today I'm going to teach you one that uses a knife and a fridge or freezer to get you those really crisp edges. So today I have got my cake, which is all crumb coated and ready for its final coat of icing. I've also got my usual culprits. I've got some buttercream, I've got my palette knife and scraper, and this little paring knife as well. Now for this technique, we're going to start off just like we would for a normal cake, so pop some buttercream on and spread it all around. Once we've got everything roughly covered, we'll scrape it back and smooth it out a little bit. Now you can see there's a few little bits that I've missed, and that's fine. We'll go and fill them in now. Now you can use this technique for the sharp edges for a semi-naked look like I'm doing today, or you can do full coverage. Either is good, but the main thing that you want to make sure of is that you've got a nice buttercream lip coming up above the top of your cake. This is what's going to give us our sharp edge. So if you can see, it kind of comes down below that level anywhere. Just make sure you fill it in nicely now. And now just keep scraping and smoothing until you've got a coverage that you're happy with. So we've got our nice smooth icing, but here's the part where it changes up a little bit. For a basic iced cake, you would grab your palette knife and drag in all that excess buttercream, but we're actually going to leave that on for now and chuck it in the fridge, and then we can cut off that lip, and that's what's going to give us our nice sharp edge. So how long this needs to be in the fridge is going to depend on how cold your fridge is and what type of buttercream you're using. So if you're using Swiss meringue buttercream, that tends to set up a bit quicker than American buttercream. But you want it to be firm to the touch. So if you push on it gently and it's not moving, that is perfect. Just be careful that you don't let it set too long either, otherwise it can become a bit too hard and a little bit brittle. And then when we go to cut, it can break and crack where we don't want it to. So just have a play with what works for you, but I'm gonna go put this in the fridge for probably about 20 minutes or so. So the cake is out of the fridge and we are ready for our next step. And as you can see, I can gently push on that edge and it is not moving anywhere. So now we're going to trim off that lip, which is going to leave us with our lovely sharp edge. So I've got my little knife, I've got a bowl for all the extra bits of buttercream, and I've also got some paper towel just so that I can wipe off my knife after each turn around, just so that it's nice and clean and we're not leaving any crumbs or anything on the cake. So what you're going to do is cut into that lip down and then level out with the top of the cake and take it off, scrape it into your bowl. So you just need to do little bits of buttercream at a time. Wipe off your knife after each turn so that there's nothing to dull that edge, and just keep going all the way around your cake until we have a nice sharp edge the whole way around. You can even get down at eye level if that helps. That might help you cut in a nice straight line. But sometimes it's also handy to see where the rest of the top of the cake is. Just try to make sure you're holding your knife nice and parallel to the board. And there we have some nice sharp buttercream edges. You can get down at eye level if you need to check that everything's nice and sharp, but I am very happy with that. Now, if the top of your cake is a little bit messy, you can grab your scraper and just clean it up a little bit. but try to avoid the edges because you don't want to soften that nice sharp edge that we've got. So just start back a little bit from the edge. Just really gently. You can also use your palette knife to just smooth out any imperfections. Now, just a little something to be aware of with this method is that it can discolor your buttercream a little bit, especially where the knife cuts through the buttercream. So especially if you're using a colored buttercream, that's just something to keep in mind. But despite that, this is an awesome technique. You don't really need any extra tools than what you would usually use for decorating. You can even have a go at using the edge of a palette knife if you want, instead of the paring knife. Let me know if you guys try out this method and how you go with it. And as always, don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more helpful cake videos.